Hi everybody, it's Deborah here. Welcome to our podcast. This week we have the privilege of my dear friend Kati here. She's actually visiting here from Helsinki, Finland. She is also a Bikram Yoga teacher, and she does this thing called bars technique. So I asked her about it, and then of course she said to me, I'll show you. So when she came over, she did a couple of these bars sessions on me, and it reminded me a lot of what we do in Chinese pressure points. So basically there are some pressure points in the head area that she will go through over 25 minutes to 30-45 minutes. And the results were pretty profound. To me, it seemed like you're bypassing like your logical mind, and then you can go into that kind of a more creative state, and where you can get a lot of insight. So not you're bypassing all the fears and the things that come from the logical mind. So I asked Kati if she would be so kind as to talk a little bit about it with us today. But first, before we talk about that, Kati, just tell us a little bit about your journey, how you came to do this, and what inspired you, and then we can let our listeners hear a little bit about what this entails.
Wonderful. So thank you, Deborah. It's been many years actually. For the last 5 years I've been searching like why my mind is searching the answers, like why mind is getting stuck into some kind of beliefs or patterns. And I remember, Deborah, I've been attending your courses and Repair Toolkit. It's one, I mean, at least two of the main chapters are about beliefs and thinking patterns.
Correct.
And I remember a very good friend of mine, she was talking about this access consciousness bars treatment, and she was telling, you know, Kati, you should come and check it out, because it's very important for you, because you are working on these belief systems. And I said, what? Because I first said no, because I'm too busy with yoga and jobs and so on. And I was thinking, but this was the key word. Okay, how can I change my beliefs and my the way of being, the way of reality?
Okay, so when Kati is talking about beliefs, I think we covered this a little bit on some of my YouTube talks as well. So what happens is that we all kind of have a little program. We some of us are aware and some of us are not aware, but we're running on a little bit of a program, and they make up belief systems, and then we take that belief systems and we interact with the world. And so what Kati was saying is that a lot of our belief systems can sometimes keep us stuck, and even though you want to change them, you feel stuck. So I think that with the access bars treatment, you can go beyond where you're stuck, because we're always only stuck in the logical mind, isn't it?
Correct. Correct. And also this access consciousness bars was created almost 30 years ago in US by Gary Douglas.
Okay.
And he's the founder of this magic.
Cool.
We call it just really like magic, and it's all over the world.
Okay.
And you can get the access, just Google access consciousness bars. And this is one tool. This is one tool of how to get the access into the consciousness.
Okay, so that we can change belief systems that is not serving us anymore.
Correct. And it's the main key is how to choose. How to create the better words. And we always ask questions. What is it? What can I do with it? And what can I choose? I have a choice. I actually have a choice. And also when people ask from me, like, what do you do? What is it?
Yeah.
Like Hope was asking about what is it,
Yeah.
And I always answer in a way like I will give you a choice and more space and opportunity to delete your own patterns.
Okay.
So you can have a more space to see more and to choose. You can really to change it. And actually I also answer like, I transform. This is very transformational tool to use it.
Yeah. And how do you think, so on our podcast, my main thing is to show people how spirituality is part of our everyday life, and some of our choices can bring us closer to that spirituality and that connection. And how would you say the access bars consciousness technique Do you find that when you work with clients that there's more of a connection to their God consciousness, and so therefore more connection to their spirituality?
I feel I can answer like this. Yeah, the Access Consciousness bars tool is, we touch these 32 points of our head, so very gently touching them, and it starts to release anything that stops you from feeling the joy, the happiness. Okay. So, and the next step is after the treatment, you feel, of course, more space, more calmer. We say also, like, one bar session can be one very nice relaxing, or it can change your life. There are two options.
It varies.
Yeah, you can sleep and you go, like you said, beyond of your thinking mind. You go on and off, like sleeping and waking up, sleeping, waking up.
Yeah.
And when you start your day again, you wake up, and then you go and start with your life. You go to work, you go to be with your family. Then usually you feel better, right?
Okay.
And then you feel more space. You start to see the world and reality in a different perspective, because then you can choose. And what kind of tools we also use, there are always questions. And like you said, I work with the clients and so on, and whatever clients say, in my mind, and sometimes I say also with my using my voice and word, I say, that's interesting point of view, and you have this point of view. And I have this point of view, this is very interesting point of me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so everybody has their own. And also to bring into the conversation, and we talk about that a lot, because point of view is also perspective. So your perspective creates a reality. It doesn't mean it's truth. It just means it becomes your truth. It's not an absolute truth. So it's very important when we go about our life to understand that our perception, our truth, our point of view is just that. It's not the truth.
No.
And so always to keep that space for when somebody else wants to show their point of view, and to be able for us then to embrace that, instead of thinking that they should see it like we see it, because we don't all see it the same.
No, exactly. Yeah. You got it, Deborah. I love it. I just love it. And also, this tool is giving us, we have mantra, we have also mantra.
So a mantra is basically a word or a set of words that people use, and mantra comes to me, it comes from India, where they use it like a prayer, also to do the same thing, to go beyond the logic mind, because it's believed that obviously a lot of our problems is in the mind, that logical mind that we're using every day from day to day. And if you want to get out of your kind of pattern of thinking, which is giving you a reality that you don't like, that's giving you pain and suffering, then they use a mantra to help you to get out of that mindset. So mantra is and actually I will divert a little bit here, because I also think about that with Bikram Yoga. When I'm teaching a class, we use a dialogue, and to me it's like a mantra, because for 90 minutes I don't have to think. I don't have to be in my thinking mind about my problems and this and that. I'm in that 90 minutes of saying that mantra, and it's a meditation. So the teacher comes out better, the students come out better. So that's the good thing that people use mantras for. So I just wanted to, in case listeners are like, okay, what is that? That's what the mantra is.
And we use this after the treatments. It's very nice to be more conscious of your being in new reality. So it's nice to say in my mind, and nice to say it to your clients as well. So the mantra is, all of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Say that again for the listeners.
Absolutely. So all of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory.
Yes.
And whatever comes into your life, for example, I also work at the Child Protection Office. So it's yes, it means whatever comes, is it hardcore? Is it really hard cases? You never know. And is it really acute cases that we have to react? I always try to say myself and wake up to be and ask this ease, whatever it comes. It doesn't mean like only the roses, the very positive, no, everything, whatever is it bad or good.
Yeah, because life has both, positive and negative. The polarity is what creates our reality here. And if you're constantly, and Buddha talked about that too, he said, yes, there's pain and suffering, but only because of two reasons, what you like and what you don't like. So if if something comes to you that you don't like, there's a discomfort, our tendency is to push it away or to cut it away or to put it on the rug. And when we like something, we tend to run after it and grab it and so on. And that creates sometimes a lot of pain and suffering. And so instead of having that, just noticing it, okay, when I have a preference for one and not for the other, but I still can go through it. I can breathe through it. I can take one step at a time. I don't have to push one and pull one. And then actually when you understand that, and of course meditation helps a lot with that. And if you're lucky enough to have a yoga routine as well, it helps you to understand that life gives you both. And then there's also this it doesn't always stay the same. Like one time you go through a period where life is light and easy, and then you go through a period where life is a little bit harder. But here's the thing, nothing is ever going to take you down, because only two things are going to happen. You're going to get through the good and the bad, or you're going to die. It's very simple.
And you are also, you're talking exactly the same what I want to add over here too. So we have this mantra, all of life comes to me with ease, joy and glory, and also like we also say to really confuse our minds, it's like right and wrong, good and bad, all night, shorts, boys and beyonds.
It's all the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of times when we talk about really the bad, it's also an interpretation, because your bad might be somebody else's good. So again, it's from your point of view. And when you start to understand, and I think if I'm getting this correctly with the Access Bars tool, I think what it does is it gives you an opportunity to examine perhaps your patterns, which is creating this resistance, and also which the thought patterns which is creating suffering for you, and to perhaps beyond the logical mind to give you an opportunity, like we said, within that space. When you create this space, it gives you the opportunity to say that, hey, you can choose something different.
And I remember when I got the second mantra, right around good and bad, all night, shorts, boys and beyonds. I remember it was a couple of years ago, I was in a tram in Helsinki, going somewhere. Oh no,
you were in a tram on the train?
Yeah, in a public transport.
Yes.
And I've been using already these tools when life gets kind of tough and hard, only in my mind. But I remember I was in a tram going to teach Bikram Yoga, yes. And I was thinking, oh my God, I'm sure there are no heaters on, like
you're already projecting all this stuff.
All is wrong.
Yes.
All is absolutely wrong, like right and wrong, good and bad. And then all is bad. Definitely all is bad. And also I added some stuff more, of course. And then I said a couple of times this mantra, and I was like, oh my God, what I'm actually doing, what I'm creating, what I'm really creating in my life. And then I started to shift it. So, and life got kind of easier, but it took a couple of years to realize that.
Exactly.
How I do it, how automatically I do it.
Exactly. And I think we have a YouTube talk on this where we talk about the subconscious mind, and how 99% of our life is run by the subconscious mind, because everything is happened automatically. And so when in the past you've had this always seeing the world negatively or expecting things to go wrong, you don't even know that that's your mind thinking. But when after you've had this training and then doing the bars and then also meditation and yoga, you start to be able to see the pattern. And then you also realize, I have a choice. And so when you start to change it does take time, because think about it. The subconscious mind can process 40 million bits of information per second. So it's automatic. And the conscious mind, only 40 bits of information per second. So it's hard work to get yourself out of your old patterns and habits, but it's not impossible. And I can tell you one thing, it's worth it. Because when you understand that you have the power, and I mean, people that know me and that listen to my podcast and go to my YouTube channels and stuff, they know that I am such an advocate for self-empowerment, because I believe that everybody has the power within themselves to change their life. And if you've had a hard life, I'm not saying that people didn't have a hard life. Life can be hard, of course, but when you decide that you want to change your perception and you're going to change your thinking pattern, then you can really change your life. I guarantee it to you 110%. It worked every time. Every time I've worked with clients, that come with some issue. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be money, material goods, financial. It can be relationship. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
When you change that, you change everything.
You start to choose. You start to choose actually what you know, and this access consciousness bars, you know, it wakes you up. Okay, actually I know that. And also we ask this question: who does this belong to? Who does this belong to?
Very good, very good. I love this. Who does this belong to? Because you know what? 99% of us is conditioned. Comes from our family background, comes from our society background.
Or neighbors.
You are not even you.
Yes.
Because you're on the program. People wake up. So cool. Yeah.
And we also, you know, access. It's so important, the word access. We are accessing something out there. Something what is more possible. More joy, more ease, more glory. So it's like it works, and it gives you this kind of knowledge that I know, actually I know how it should be. And when we start to ask this question, who does this belong to? For example, there was one case with one person, and he was explaining like, okay, he went somewhere to visit somebody and stayed overnight and started to feel like he started to think, oh, I should do the laundry. I should cook there and I should do that. And he was thinking, wow, these are not my thoughts at all. I mean, what is it? Who does this belong to? And actually the owner of the place
like
was thinking about these thoughts, you know. But we you know, automatically
because the thinking field is, we're all sharing it.
Yes.
And so when you come into the environment with people, you start to think, and I know that with my mother, for example. Like there's a lot of things that I do that I was like, oh, my mom used to do just the same thing, you know. And it's okay if it's good things, but if it's things that giving you pain and suffering, then you can cut it.
Yeah, it starts to, because my life is different. At that moment, you know, this guy was visiting. He had absolutely other plans to do at that day. So why this
was
guy?
Thinking those thoughts?
Exactly. So be more conscious. Like what is
who's
really
choosing?
going on. Yes.
Who's choosing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whose thoughts are there? And I also want to add very important thing.
Yes.
It's like ease. The word ease. When I do the bars.
When you do the physical
I'm pointing, you know, the points, I feel it's easy. It's so
it's effortless.
Effortless,
Yes, effortless.
And I feel like, you know, of course I'm getting out of this also a lot, but it gives this kind of space and freedom and ease, and I don't have to work so much.
Okay, so that's a good point, Kati. So as a practitioner, and again, it's the same with yoga or anything else, as the practitioner, you're not doing anything. Something is happening. And when you're allowing that to be, then you as the practitioner get just as much as perhaps the client is getting. Because it's that you're allowing that space for both.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I want to add this word receiving. It's all about receiving. When a person lays down, and you also have experienced this. This is all. You are so open for this goodness, this kindness, and this ease. And life should be so easy, actually.
Yeah.
Why we are making up this kind of, you know, like for example, to get this certificate to do the bars.
Yes.
Access conscious bars, it's 1 day training. It's 1 day training, full day training and lunch, you know, and we do you know.
You help me doing it on each other, so practicing.
Yeah, trained, you know, practicing and twice, and it's 1 day training and you are ready. So usually in our reality is like, oh no,
you need to go to school for 1 year.
Oh, no, at least do exams, do everything, and then maybe you're not good enough. And actually, you know, maybe you are not interested in anymore.
It's so true what you're saying, Kati.
That's the reality.
It's true, because in our society, we just think it has to be hard.
Very hard.
And actually, to be honest with you, when something is easy and takes 1 day, and it's like, then people doubt it. It's like, I don't know, I'm not going to do that. But yet, it's so true. It's what people, they just make it up in their head that it has to be complicated. Because our brain, I think, the brain likes to make up these elaborate things. It has to be over there, untouchable for me to be able to be worthy to do it. And now I've had my own experience with the bars with Kati, and to me, it feels so effortless. And again, like I said, because I've done acupuncture and all those things, and it's very, very similar. But because it's in the brain, I found it to be very profound in that it bypassed the logical mind immediately. And there is such a huge opportunity for creativity to come forward. And even if you have like unresolved issues that you've been struggling with, or your logical mind is just blowing it up out of proportion, I guarantee it to you. If in your area you can look it up, if there's a practitioner close, please go and check it out, because it's really so simple, but it's very highly effective.
Yes.
And so I would highly recommend that if you feel like sometimes we go for a lot of therapy and we keep talking about it and we get some results, but we don't get to the root of things so much. And this is like with no words. And literally you using some pressure points in your brain, to bypassing the logical mind, and again you can access your inner wisdom, your inner intuition, your inner power. So that's why things like this fills me with joy, because like I said early on, I'm such an advocate, and I'm so passionate about helping people to find that inner strength, because everybody is so unique and so beautiful and so powerful. We just don't know it, and because we don't know it, we keep seeking outside of ourselves, not just for love, for acceptance, for so many things. And you come to a place in your life where you're exhausted. Exhausted from all the disappointments, because nobody can give it to you. What you're looking for, only you can give it to yourself. And once you actually understand that, and you start slowly, one step at a time, like I said, even just start a little meditation routine. If you now, like through my podcast, every week I try to give people something that's easy to access, something that you can do immediately, doesn't cost so much money, and just to help you to access that power within you, because it's yours, and it's your God-given gift, And so we should find a way to connect with that, whatever it is, however you want to do that. And then I believe that the world will become a better place, because when you are in a good place, then the people around you becomes good. And so we kind of going out with that goodness into the world. So if you're can, we will put all Kati's information anyway here in the chat box, in the link. And then, if you're ever in Finland, you can go and meet with her. She does a lot of bars work there. She loves doing it. Like literally, she pulls everybody in and says, you need it. When people are looking I was like, yeah, it's good, just do it. So she'll be happy if you're in her area. And thank you, Kati, so much. I appreciate so much what you do as a human being, because when you find something that's helped you to heal, we want to share that with others. And that's literally what you're doing. So thank you for that. And thank you for joining us. And we will see you guys next week.